I have light? I have light. I've been walking for a good 200 meters to trying to find an area where there's light so I can actually film. Just in case you're wondering what this video is, if you're unable to read the title, which would be very unfortunate because you'd be illiterate, but if you're wondering what it is, we're doing a tag video. I got tagged in the comments by Matt and Jaelon after begging them, down on my knees begging, so they let me on the tag, and let me close that so I'm not looking at the viewfinder. Look into the camera, gotta make it look like I'm looking at you guys. But this is a tag video, and as with the last few tag videos I've done, they come kind of sparingly, so whenever I do them, I just do them while I'm out walking, which it makes sense to me. I get exercise, I get to talk, I don't get bored while walking, which is a major problem. Well, not major, I mean, how major could it be? The problem I have while exercising, let me turn the music down, I don't want to get the YouTube police on me. I believe that's low enough. Alright, so where are we walking exactly? You might be asking yourself, well, it doesn't really matter, does it? We'll walk anywhere. We'll go wherever we want. As long as it takes to fill this video, which might be a long one because there are quite a few questions in this thing. I believe a car is coming. It's kind of cool. There are quite a few questions in this thing. I believe there are like 15 questions overall, which is completely nuts. There's also someone walking towards me, so I'm going to turn off the camera and I'll be back. Can you believe that? 9:45 and there are still people out walking. Oh well, it was either this or I walk during the daytime and do it, or hell, I could have chosen to just sit down, done it in the comfort of my own home where there aren't any distractions, but that's not how we do things here. We don't make things easy for ourselves. But, ooh, if it focuses, I might be able to show you this, speaking of distractions. I would like it to focus. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna focus. It doesn't matter. There's a bunch of water over there. We've been having a ton of rain lately, and as a result, the park area to my right is a bit flooded. It sounds like someone's over there clapping, I don't know. Who knows? But, what am I doing? Enough waffle. 15 questions. Let's get to them. Get them over with. Question number 1 of 15. Whoa, what's going on? The tune stopped. There we go. 1,000,001 distractions. Alright. Question number 1. How old were you when you first started playing video games? Let me have a little bit of a think. I believe it was after I traveled interstate in 1999 or 2000, so I would have been like 5 or 6 years old, I guess. And the first game I played, that I remember playing at least, was Doom on the PlayStation 1. Yeah, it's easy to forget how young I am, guys. I'm a young dude. Number 2. What is it about video games that you love? My answer isn't just for video games, it could also be for movies or a good book. It's that I enjoy the kind of story being told in a way that you're able to get involved in it, so it doesn't just feel like the story of the characters, it also feels like you're getting involved with them, which is kind of cool, which is why I like video games. And you can say that about books because stuff is left to your imagination. Alright, you can't really say that about film, but whatever. Alright, my portable radio is acting up. I'm just going to leave it off and do the video. That's what I like about video games. You have the interactivity side of things, and it also gives you the kind of experience that you wouldn't be able to get from a book or a movie, in that it can be longer, I guess you could say. Like, it can be a lot longer and it can tell a lot better of a story than a movie can. But that's what I like about video games, the whole interactivity side of things. Plus, they kill time, which is fun. Number 3. Do you think violent video games could make people violent? Not really. I mean, I do think that a violent person might be drawn to a violent video game, just like they'd be drawn to any violent medium, and I do think that a violent video game could, influence someone. I mean, that's the same thing with anything. That's not just video games. I mean, how many people in the world have seen a Jackie Chan movie and decided to take up Kung Fu? Or how many people watched Andre the Giant slam? I mean, how many people watched Hulk Hogan slam Andre the Giant and decide that they want to try and slam their brother onto the bed or something? I mean, it doesn't make you violent, I don't think, but it can influence you, just like anything. Another view that we can get. If it focuses. Will it? Nope. Once again, I'm left just describing it. Flood. Small flood. It's a flooded area. Little ravine down there with a sewer pipe. And it is flooded. Alright. Number 4. PC or console, man. Really? You leave me on that super philosophical thing with number 3, and then number 4 is just PC or console. Bloody hell. Console. I prefer consoles. I do play on PC occasionally, but not often. I'm far more frequently playing on consoles. And nothing against people who play on PC, but I could never be a PC gamer. And there's no one reason for it, but there's nothing anyone says or does that could ever convince me to become a PC gamer over a console gamer. Hey, some ducks. Let's see if we can film these guys. Ah, yeah. That's right. We can finally film something. I would have thought that because it's a full moon tonight that we'd get some more light, but apparently not. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Making it hard to read these. Number 5. Do you watch any Let's Players? Yes, I do. I watch a few. Or I guess I should say I did watch a few, because both of the main people who did Let's Plays are no longer making videos on YouTube, and that's... I used to watch JamesLink, who I will have the video, what am I thinking? Who I will have the channel link in the description, if I can get that out. Now let's swap hands, because my hand's getting tired. But JamesLink, he did a lot of good Let's Plays, but then after a while, because not a lot of people were watching them, he kind of stopped doing them, which is fair. If someone's not watching something that you put up, then obviously you don't have that incentive of having a fan base that's going to watch your videos. And the other guy, I don't know why he stopped, but fucking hell, look at that. You can't see it, I don't think, but there's a great scenery piece right there. The Brisbane River, over bloated. Just, it's kind of full to capacity. Never seen it so full. I might invite a friend out just to go kayaking on it tomorrow. Because it looks so nice. But the other guy, who was called SSOHPKC, but he preferred to be called by his first name, which was Seamus. It was funny. It was a running gag that people would continuously misspell his name, and he would just be kind of annoyed by it. Because Seamus is a name that has like 5 or 6 different spellings, and then people would like create stupid ones, like they'd spell it SEAMOOSE, so it's not Seamus anymore, it's like CA Moose. But he would play games that were newer, and I would watch his videos and kind of get an idea of a newer game that I would think about buying, and if he liked the game and if I enjoyed the gameplay that I was watching, I would it would influence my decision of whether to purchase the game or not. He would also play games that, though I can appreciate the game, I could never get into. Like the Dark Souls series. Before I was able to get into them, I would watch him play them constantly. Alright, that's the only two, and both of their links will be in the description, though I don't think CA Moose said he's got over 1 million subs. But he doesn't make videos anymore. Favorite genre of games? I think I've answered this in another video. Horror games. I love horror games. Spooky, scary, terrifying horror games. I love them. I love getting to a certain scene. I love something popping out at me, and I love being made to jump. Jump in my seat, socks fly off, stuff like that. It's the same thing with horror movies. I love horror movies as well, for the same reason. And there's not just one type of horror game that I like. I like the kind of pop-up scare ones where something just pops up and scares you. And I also like the kind of more subtle kind of ones where it's like the horror isn't in something popping out at you, but just in the overall situation that your character might be in, which I think is cool, and that's why I like playing them. And there's always a good twist in a horror game, which is what I love. I love a good twist in any kind of medium. What else do we have? Here's a twist. I can't read this for shit. Old school or new school? Are you an old school gamer or a new school gamer? I'd say more new school, to be honest. I mean, the name's Seeger of my house, but I play the Mega Drive more than any other retro system, but I play that maybe once a week. And that's just me powering through a game that I've already beaten. I've played most of the retro games I really want to play because, there are so many recommendation videos out there that feels like I've just played everything there is to play. So either I'll just, on the retro side, I'll play something that I know I like and I just keep playing it, like a fighting game or something. I love the original Mortal Kombat, and then other times it'll be me trying to find a new game that I'd like to play, but haven't been able to find one of those for a while, which is unfortunate. But the new school stuff, it's all new to me, so I love the new school stuff. That's why my biggest collection is the PlayStation 2. I find games that I've never even heard of for the PlayStation 2, and I buy them, play them, and have so much fun. And I love playing on my PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 with friends. That's a lot of fun too. Alright, what else do we have? Nintendo or Sega? Sega. That might be a little bit obvious. It is in the name, Seeker of my house, but, it's a question that needs answering. I like Sega over Nintendo. Nothing against Nintendo, of course. Especially on the Super Nintendo, there are so many good games, like a lot of good RPGs, but I just like my Sega a bit more. It's the first retro system I kind of played when I got into retro gaming, so yeah, I just like it more. What else do we have? Favorite and least favorite video game character? Man, that's a tough one. My favorite? Man, how do we determine favorite? Like, is it overall the one I like best, or the one I like the most individual aspects of, or I don't know. I'll just say James Sunderland from Silent Hill 2. I play a lot of games, so there's a lot of characters that I like, but I won't be able to actually remember their names, so that kind of sucks. Like, I played Spec Ops: The Line recently, loved it, but if you asked me the name of the main character, I couldn't tell you, even though I love the game. And least favorite, God, who will we go with? I have to say Peach. I have to say Peach from the Mario series just because I can't think of anything. That's because you'd think after being kidnapped so many times that this bitch would upgrade her security system, or get in some trained guards, or for God's sakes, take a self-defense class, because, at least get a restraining order or something, man. I hate to say it, but it's like, at this point, it's kind of her fault that she gets kidnapped. Alright. What else do we have? Would you become a Let's Player? I would, honestly. I have done a few kind of Let's Plays in the past, you know. I think my most recent one was a Barbie game, just to make fun of it. And I didn't enjoy it, but I thought, when doing a Let's Play, I can just be myself. Like, I can just play the game, give you my opinion on it, not have to worry about being entertaining, which, you know, I don't worry about any of that shit anyway, but I just like doing Let's Plays. I think they're very fun to do. I think it's very easy to just position a camera in front of a television and talk about a game while you're playing it. It's just unfortunate that, you know, those aren't really videos that get a lot of views, and I was talking with Joe, the guy who runs the X Corn Muffin X channel on YouTube, fairly well-known guy, and he says that though he loves making kind of Let's Play videos, because some of the series that he does Let's Plays on, because they don't get a whole lot of views, there's just no incentive for him to keep making them. It's like, he likes making them, but then he doesn't know that other people like watching them. Which is kind of the feeling I get whenever I make a Let's Play video as well, because, like, he was making a Let's Play series for the game Sega Gaga, which is a Japanese-only Sega Dreamcast exclusive, and it's a kind of really weird kind of game where you work at Sega and you have to overtop full Sony and become relevant again, which is, you know, that's a funny kind of game. That's very good parody. Like, he was making that, he liked making the series, but the videos he made would get like 50 views each, which for a guy with over 1,000 subs, he just didn't think that was acceptable. And I'm kind of the same way, where I can say I don't really care about views or anything like that, but they're nice to have. It's something that, because I put the time and effort into making a video, it's kind of nice to know that there are people out there appreciating them. Like this video, for example, I know it won't get a whole lot of views, but I like making it, and I don't know what point I'm trying to make. I'm just trying to blabber on while I'm walking. I'm almost at the halfway point of my standard journey. There's the... Of course you can't see it. Of course my camera won't focus. There's a boat over there. This area is officially known as the Boat Park. It has a real name, but everyone in the area just calls it the Boat Park. But let's go on to the next question. Favorite game soundtrack? I'm gonna have to go with Power Drift in the arcade. That is one of the few arcade games I remember playing that has a great soundtrack. Halfway Point. That game has a great soundtrack. It is so good. I will link to the soundtrack of it, and if you want to listen to it, I thoroughly recommend it. It's amazing. Apart from that, I like Castlevania. I love the soundtrack to all of those games. Mario has a very good soundtrack, as does Sonic. What else? The Sonic games, they all have good soundtracks. Like, even Sonic 06, that has a good soundtrack. That is a fantastic soundtrack. Even Sonic R, I take that back. Sonic R has my favorite theme track of all time. The song for level 1 of that game is my favorite song ever. Alright, what's the next question? Wrong page. Any game recommendations? Oh god. Here's what separates the boys from the men. Let's see. God. I honestly haven't been playing very many video games within the last week, so I couldn't recommend anything. The only thing I've been playing in the last week is Dark Souls, and is Demon Souls, and I can't recommend it because it's a different kind of game, but let's just go with the standard kind of recommendations you would give. Play the Mario games, the Sonic games. Give Rocket Knight Adventure a try. Street Fighter 2's good. If you're looking for something to get you into the horror genre, Resident Evil is great. God, what else can I say? What other recommendations do I really have to give? I mean, it's the kind of thing where I have 1,000 answers in my head, but none of them actually coming out at the moment, which is kind of sucky. Fuck, just pick one. Altered Beast. Altered Beast. Try Altered Beast out. That's a good game. Alright, next. I mean, if I actually sat down and think about it, I could create a big list of games, but they expect you to do this off the cuff, so what's the next question? If you could be any character from a video game, who would it be? Let's see here. I guess that would kind of have to go with, you know, something that involves my personality, which is, if I was to be a video game character, I would want to be safe. I would never want to be a video game character that was ever in any danger. I'd like to not have a huge amount of worries, but still have some kind of responsibility to make sure I don't go bored. What else? I'd like to have a bunch of minions that could do stuff for me. I think that would be nice in a video game, so I guess that would be the King of the Cosmos from Katamari. I mean, that guy destroys an entire galaxy and just sends his henchmen out to fix it for him while he sits on his ass. I'd like to be him. That would be fun. Then I could just sit around, play video games, and eat all day, which is, let's be honest, that's the Australian dream right there. Alright. Is that 15 questions? Nope, there's one more. Who do you tag? Oh man, who don't I tag? Nah, there's only one guy I ever tag. Fat Mike, your ass is up, man. I always tag Vampire, not Vampire. 3 fucking years, and I still get Vampire Mike and Fat Mike mixed up every now and again. How about that? I tag Fat Mike because he hasn't made a video in 9 months, and whenever there's a tag video going around, I tag him in the hopes that he'll make a new video. So I know you're still around, mate. I know you're watching this. I know what you're doing. Don't think I don't know. So I tag him, and all of the stuff I've been talking about, sorry to have wasted your time. Sorry for all of the rambling, and if there was a single moment where I was in shot in this video and it wasn't just a blurry, dark mess, then I think that was a success. So I'm going to turn my radio back on, I'm going to continue my walk, and I'm going to head on home. So this is Seeger of my house bidding you farewell, and I don't recommend night walking because you could get raped, but I'm too big for that. See you guys later.
And that's all, folks.